G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, I've been working on the bastard flame liquor engine. I call this the bastard flame liquor engine because it's a bastard trying to get it to run. When I first got it and reviewed it a long time ago, it was hard to get going, and I played around with it and did some modifications, lowered the metho pot and put a different top on it, and you can rotate the flame, and I played around with it. I got it going. So, it ran, but yeah, nothing brilliant. Anyway, I couldn't get this thing to run the other day when I got it out to have a little play with it, and I've been right through it. And you would have seen in a previous video where I machined up a new bottom end part for it, so that was all running out of alignment and causing friction. The big enemy of these motors is friction. You've got to cut the drag right down to hell, and yeah, I showed you how little boring bars are good to get a nice accurate finish. Well, since then I had it running, and then it sort of ran, but then it stopped and I couldn't get it going. So this side of things is all okay now. So what I did then was you can probably see inside, I lightened the piston, machined a whole lot of the wall thickness away, so it's only about a third as much wall as it had, and that's all it really needs anyway. I did the same on the valve up this end, the piston port valve. I machined about 2/3 of that away, lightened down the reciprocating mass on it. And now it's just a matter of, will that do it? Is that what it took? I gave it a good lube. Also, I polished the piston and the port valve with Brasso. You can't use any oil on the bore, and you can't use even graphite. It just binds it up. So it's just brass on brass, polished with Brasso, and it seems to be, spitting over pretty good. So we'll put some metho in it. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at that, it's trying. Come on, baby, you're so close. Yes, it's alive. Look at it, it's gone. Oh, well, it was alive. No, you're not going to beat me, you mongrel. Let's put a glove on again. I'll get this thing going. Oh, look at that. Look at that mother going. That's full throttle, as fast as it's ever gone. Damn you. Come on. Get through a few matches at this rate. Oh yeah. Baby, look at it go. Very touchy. You can see my flywheel job there going. So it is possible to get these bastards of things to go. mean, it's gone ballistic, hasn't it? Really, I mean, for one of these things, that is ballistic. I'll come in close on and give you some close-ups. If I can speed it up a bit. Very sensitive. Just got to get that flame in just the right spot. If you've got too much flame, it doesn't like that either. That's it there. That's the sweet spot. Oh no, it's not. Maybe that's a sweet spot. You wouldn't call this a high-powered engine by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, it barely gets out of its own way, but come on, don't you die on me. Yeah, I made it so you can turn the top of the pot around and position the flame just in the right spot. It's critical with this thing. Yeah. It shows that persistence pays off in the end if you just keep at it long enough. Yeah, she's died on me again. Give it a bit more flame, maybe. It didn't like that, did it? Ah, there you go. I think it's probably overheated now. This has got to be one of the worst bloody designs on the planet. Give it a bit less flame, maybe that's what it wants. It's sort of promising. There you go, see? You give it too much flame and it won't run. You just got to get everything, all the stars have got to align, or this thing will never run. It's the most cantankerous, ordinary thing I've ever come across. Oh, now the flame's blown out. You bastard. Only your mother could love you. So finicky. Ha! Look at that, now it's oscillating. Have another go at this mongrel of a thing. This is exactly why man invented beer. You need one after you've played around with one of these damn things. Well, I've been driven to drink on this thing, I've got to admit it, and yeah, it's getting to be that time of the day. So what next? What are we going to do? Well, the problem is that the damn thing overheats. We get it running and then it overheats. So I don't give up easy on these things, and so we'll go to plan B, and that is we'll try and increase the cooling. So what are we going to do? Well, I've got a big hunk of aluminium here, and from that I'm going to turn up an aluminium set of fins, which will basically go from about here to here, and they'll go down, they'll be fair diameter, they'll bolt on to this bottom support here, and I'll press that onto the brass. I may even have a pinch bolt in it, and we'll try and get some of this heat out of the unit, because the whole thing is just getting red hot. In fact, everything's getting red hot, even the aluminium down here, the heat's just going through everything. So yeah, that's the plan. Make up a heat sink and put it on there. I originally thought about using computer heat sinks like I've done before, but they wouldn't look too good and they wouldn't fit very well, and trying to machine it with all those tiny little fins, they'd probably all just tear around and bend all over the place. So I'm going to have to start from scratch and make up something to go over this. That might do it. I mean, you know, that might be all it needs. But once again, this is where you do your own home cast aluminium. Just melt it down. In this case, I just poured it into a old fruit tin, you know, dessert tin. And from there, I'll just machine it down, and yeah, at the end of the day, it'll look plenty good enough to do the job. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you got a chuckle out of it. It's Rob at his best in this shed when things are fighting back. Yeah, it does test out your patience, but you know, makes life interesting. And you can always sit back, put the feet up, have a glass of red, and think, well, at least I had an interesting day. Okay, see you next time. Cheers.